Hello, Jure.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, how do you do?
I'm great.
Thank you also. Um, we know you like a world famous therapist, like a psychologist, like a hypnotherapist. Mm, and you have 35 years experience with people, with subconscious and unconscious and conscious mind. So you are professor also. You are Deadly Mina school curator. You are therapist teacher, trainer. But who are you?
Okay. Uh, well, my journey into therapy started when I had a war injury when I was 19 years old, and I spent 3 months in coma, had 26 operations in 1 year, and was given 1 year to live. So this near-death experience and coming back made me actually think about the meaning of life and what is my purpose. So it took me 10 years actually to very slowly start to go into psychology and start to look at the mind-body connection. So at the moment I'm doing my doctorate in cancer as a psychosomatic disease
Mm.
because we spend billions trying to find a cure for cancer without asking a very important question. What are the causes of cancer?
Mm.
How can we find a cure to something without finding the causes?
Mm.
And in my opinion, and I might be wrong, the causes are our emotional state of mind.
As you before said, roots. Yeah, roots. That we have to find roots.
We have to find the root.
Yeah.
Because if you cut the weeds in the garden, they will grow back after the next rain.
Yeah.
The strong.
Yeah. Hello, Jure.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, how do you do?
I'm great.
Thank you also. Um, we know you like a world famous therapist, like a psychologist, like a hypnotherapist. Mm, and you have 35 years experience with people, with subconscious and unconscious and conscious mind. So you are professor also. You are Deadly Mina school curator. You are therapist teacher, trainer. But who are you?
Okay. Uh, well, my journey into therapy started when I had a war injury when I was 19 years old, and I spent 3 months in coma, had 26 operations in 1 year, and was given 1 year to live. So this near-death experience and coming back made me actually think about the meaning of life and what is my purpose. So it took me 10 years actually to very slowly start to go into psychology and start to look at the mind-body connection. So at the moment I'm doing my doctorate in cancer as a psychosomatic disease
Mm.
because we spend billions trying to find a cure for cancer without asking a very important question. What are the causes of cancer?
Mm.
How can we find a cure to something without finding the causes?
Mm.
And in my opinion, and I might be wrong, the causes are our emotional state of mind.
As you before said, roots. Yeah, roots. That we have to find roots.
We have to find the root.
Yeah.
Because if you cut the weeds in the garden, they will grow back after the next rain.
Yeah.
To have an academic degree to understand it. But unfortunately, what most psychology and medicine are doing, they're just removing symptoms, cutting the weeds, leaving the roots inside, and waiting for secondary problems to emerge.
Yeah. Yeah, I have my experience also. But you turned your life to this experience. You are a teacher, you have a school, you are a therapist. But many people, they are suffering still from the experience they had 10 or 15 or 20 years
Yeah.
ago. Is it cured by hypnotherapy or?
Okay, so you see, the question is what is hypnosis basically?
Yeah.
Okay? What is hypnosis and what is the conscious mind and the subconscious mind?
Yes.
Okay. So, psychology is the science of the mind. This is the definition.
Yeah.
But the question is, what is the mind and where is the mind?
Yes.
So what we psychologists do, we are practicing the science of saying we don't know where it is and what it is.
Mhm.
So the conscious mind is our rational thinking. In my opinion, all our so-called problems, emotional and physical, are illogical and irrational. There's nothing logical about our problems.
Mm.
So trying to find a logical solution for a logical problem will be a waste of time and waste of money. The other assumption that I make is that all our so-called problems are just a normal reaction to a difficult situation.
Mhm.
If you change the reaction and send the client back to the difficult situation, we have done absolutely nothing.
Mm. And then they are coming back and asking how to control.
How to control? How to control my anger, how to control my stress,
Yes.
how to control my feelings,
Yeah.
how not to feel.
Yeah.
And everything will being suppressed into the body,
Yeah.
but the body never lies.
Yeah.
Whatever you repress into it is going to manifest itself on a physiological level.
Yeah. Anyway, the people asking how to activate and control the subconscious mind.
Okay.
This is a very interesting question for everybody.
I don't like the word control. Why to control?
Because,
Okay? All we're trying to do in our life is to control everything.
yeah, we want to lead.
Okay. So, as our problems are illogical and irrational, one of the things I like to do is to talk in metaphors.
Mhm.
Okay? There is a river. All rivers are flow to the sea.
Yeah.
If we try to stop the river from flowing and we build a big dam, eventually the river will overflow the dam.
Yeah.
This is why when engineers build a dam, inside the dam they build small windows, small valves to release the excess of water. You cannot stop a river from flowing.
Yeah.
Everything has to flow. So when I'm trying to control my sadness, I'm getting stuck with it.
Mm. Of years.
If I'm just allowing to feel it, because sadness might be a normal reaction to an abnormal situation, the moment I just feel it, the next flow will be happiness. And then will come another sadness, because life is life. It just flows all the time. Why to control something?
Yes, but people, they are afraid to feel. Is it correct?
So then I ask people, do you want to spend the rest of your life in fear?
No.
And do you want to raise children being afraid all the time?
No.
Exactly.
What to do then?
Fear is also a human condition. If you cross the street, can you please be scared? If you're not scared, you get run over by a car.
Yeah. This is different.
Fear is a human condition, and when we're scared, we're scared. But in our civilized intellectual society, sadness is not acceptable and fear is not acceptable. Let's remember, okay, few sentences, and I wonder which one of us have experienced that or heard it. Don't be scared.
Mm.
Don't feel so sad, it's not the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, somebody said we don't feel. I'm actually pushing it in and trying to pretend I'm not feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
Because being sad or being scared is not socially acceptable.
Yeah.
So then, science have invented something very interesting. They invented the word depression. If I say I'm sad, people say to me, snap out of it, come on, there's nothing to be sad about. But if I say I'm suffering from clinical depression, oh, poor you, you are sick, you need my sympathy.
Yeah.
Or scared, don't be scared, there's nothing to be scared about. I've got anxiety,
Yeah.
so I'm
Okay.
sick.
Mm-hmm. And this is like a course that
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah.
diagnosed.
So what we do, we invented diagnostic label okay? And at that moment, we don't take responsibility for it.
Mm.
And then comes the so-called scientists, and they say it's just a chemical imbalance in the brain.
Mm.
Okay, maybe. What has caused the chemical imbalance in the brain?
Mm.
Has anybody asked this question? Where it's coming from? Why suddenly the chemical in the brain went out of balance? So we actually swallow chemicals to repress the natural emotions, and then what we're ever repressing is actually grow into something bigger.
Yeah. And then we have
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah. So when we talk again about a flowing river, there is a river and there is a little pond. The little pond, the water will be green because it's not flowing. A flowing river, the water will be always clear
Yeah. And always alive.
and always alive.
Yeah. But if people come to you to hypnotherapy or get hypnotized, they are asking, is anybody can be hypnotized?
Okay.
And how? I knew that people have many fears. They are afraid to come. And is it help also?
Every normal person, get into a state of hypnosis between 4 to 8 times every hour.
Mm.
Every time that your mind goes away from the here and now, you are in a trance state.
Mm-hmm.
Every time your mind wanders something, you are in a trance state.
Mm-hmm.
It happens to a normal person between 4 and 8 times an hour. So hypnosis, it's not something that it's done to you. Hypnosis is something that you are allowing yourself under some kind of guidance to experience. Because it's a question of the conscious subconscious mind. We talk about the conscious mind, which is the rational part.
Yeah.
So what is the subconscious mind? Once again, instead of complicating things scientifically, okay, using a metaphor again, the conscious mind in the screen of the computer.
Mm.
We can remember only up to 7 things at the same time.
Mm.
Maybe this is why there are 7 days in a week.
Mm.
Okay? So the screen of the computer has limited size. We type a document and the lines are moving up and up and up.
Yeah.
And finally, we want to clear the screen to type another document. We press on Save As, we give the file a name, and the file disappears from the screen.
Mm.
We might forget about it, but the file is stored in the hard disk of the computer. The hard disk of the computer is the subconscious mind, where all our memories from the day we were born, and maybe before that, are stored there. And those files are actually controlling the whole system.
Mm-hmm.
What we need to do is to go inside the filing cabinet in our mind, into the hard disk of our mental computer, find the file that is creating the imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to avoid the word problem, and not erase the file, but change the name of the file from negative to positive.
Mm.
We cannot change the past, but what we can do, we can actually reframe, look at it in a different way.
Yes. Yes.
What can we learn about ourselves from our traumas? How we can grow through actually looking at what we don't want to see, we don't want to feel, and we don't want to hear. Because if we stop growing, our body starts to grow things inside it, and very nasty things. The idea is to just let it out.
Mm.
Because one of the conditions that we human beings suffer, we usually suffer from verbal diarrhea and emotional constipation.
Yes. Yes.
We try to explain everything without experiencing it.
Yes, yes, yes. You are also, Jure, known like a very good body reader, because you always see, if we are sitting here in a school or in a seminar, 100 people maybe,
Yeah.
then you are always see what their body language is.
Yeah,
How do you do it?
Well, I just look at reactions. Because you see, words are just words, okay? So many people might tell you, I love you, I just look at the person and said, nah, you don't love me. You are after something else.
And the body language is coming from subconscious
The
mind.
subconscious, yes.
That's why
Yeah.
it's never nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very.
Like, I'm a very open person. I don't see why I don't have friends.
Or I'm not afraid of you.
Yeah.
Very good.
No, I'm not angry. I'm never angry.
Okay. So maybe the people want to know how hypnosis feel like.
Okay.
What I feel. Many are afraid that maybe you are making them bark like a dogs. Yes? Or do this, do that.
No, this is stupid hypnotic shows, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't do things like this. Basically, people are afraid to lose control of their mind.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying, I'm not helping you to lose control of your mind. I'm helping you to be in control of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm helping you to be in control of yourself. In a way, it's like daydreaming. So sometimes, there is fantasy and there's reality. Sometimes we need to escape from reality because it's too difficult into some kind of fantasy.
Yeah.
Fantasy, in a way, is a survival.
How often it happens that maybe I have childhood traumas and I didn't want it to go there, but in subconscious mind it's possible because you are forgetting that you are going there.
Yeah.
How often it happens that the process will be done very goodly, but we have to move our fears, yes, and then go through to
Okay.
find the questions and answers.
So, if somebody has anxiety problem, for instance, okay? Anxiety is chronic anxiety disorder, as they call it.
Mm.
I say, okay, what are you afraid of? I bypass the word anxiety. When was the first time in your life when you felt that fear? How old is the little you who is scared?
Mm.
What is the emotional age of the person that is scared? And then, in a way, just by asking this question, we already go into some kind of a trance state.
Yeah.
Because you see the client suddenly, okay, the eyes go out of focus and they start to access a forgotten memory.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just this. But it's about using the imagination. Imagination is a very important thing. When we look at art, at pictures, when we listen to music, when we read poetry, it was all created by somebody's imagination. Because our problems are illogical and irrational, we need to look at the imaginary things.
Yeah.
And I want you to imagine. And the moment I say, and I want you to imagine, already the person goes into some kind of trance state.
Mm.
And we also know from our experience that the best way to imagine things is to close your eyes. When you close your eyes and you go to another reality, to another place in your life, at that moment it all starts.
Yeah. And from this point is coming breakthrough, yes?
Yeah.
Which is the biggest breakthrough for the client? Biggest breakthrough for the client, the turning point. Is it some one session with you or with your therapist or with us?
Okay.
Because people are coming saying, I have a problem, I want you to cure
Yeah.
me, 50 minutes and I'm gone.
Okay. I'm suffering from clinical depression. Can you hypnotize me out of my depression?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. How long ago did it start?
Mhm.
What life event happened around the time? This is the two most important questions. Because this already makes the person think that the depression is just a symptom. Where is the cause? What has happened? Because the presenting problem is not the real problem.
Mm.
Under the real problem, we've got the underlying problem. And the underlying problem is not the real problem, is the feeling.
Mm.
It's how do I feel about what has happened.
Mm.
And the feeling is not the problem, is actually the judgment of the feeling.
Yeah.
Because we go through what's called forbidden feelings. Don't be scared, don't be sad, don't be angry.
Yeah.
Don't worry, be happy. Positive psychology.
Yes. Okay. Also, Jure, please share your own experience. As we know that good psychologists always have also psychologists, but your own experience with hypnosis, hypnotherapy, how it helped you, how it changed your life. You already said a little, but
Okay, how it helped me. As I was given 47 years ago 1 year to live, okay, and you see that I'm still here 47 years later.
So you hypnotized?
Yeah. It's the question that, I start to think, what is the purpose of my life?
Mm.
Why I'm here? When I get out of bed, what is the reason?
Yeah, but yeah.
Why? To make money, to support my family, and then I retire, and then I start vegetating, and there I die.
Mm-hmm.
We all have a potential to actualize. We are all here for a reason and for a mission. How do we choose what we're going to do with our life? Because one of the things I like to using is, and I want you to imagine, which is already hypnosis, 10 years have passed, and another 20 years have passed, and you're still in the same job, in the same place, in the same house, and nothing, absolutely nothing, have changed in your life. If this doesn't cause you a panic attack, go and see a psychiatrist. There's something wrong with you.
Yes, I want to hang up. Okay, good.
Because we just go into a tunnel vision, okay? And the thing today that in our capitalist society, there are a lot of people that are not fortunate to go out for retirement around the age of 65.
Mm.
Some of us, we lose our jobs much before that.
Yeah.
Because technology is developing, everything is developing. People are losing their job earlier, and then the question, what was life about? So I've got a good job as a computer analyst, okay? I've got flat screens TV, I've got a good car, I've got a nice house with alarm system, with a gate and with a fence around it, and I feel safe and secure, and I raise 2 children, and one day I have to release the children out there to this world.
Mm.
What kind of world I'm releasing them to?
Mm.
So the main question is, what kind of world we want to leave behind us for our children?
Mm.
How do you sleep at night knowing that the reality out there is getting worse and worse, and you're raising children and you send them to this reality? How can you sleep at night? What are you going to do for humanity? So in a way, when a person comes to therapy and start to understand the depression or the anxiety or the cancer are just a repressed emotion, and they start looking a little bit deeper into themselves and looking at the meaning of life, that the moment that by the end of the process something needs to change. Okay, let me explain it metaphorically again.
Yeah.
I'm walking in the field by a big lake. Suddenly, I see a man drowning in the lake. He's drowning because he don't know how to swim. I don't think twice. I jump into the lake. I pull the person out. I lie the person on the grass, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, hard press up. I bring the person back to life. The person stands up and says, "Thank you for saving my life." I take the man by the neck and throw him back to the water. Not very intelligent to do. So, I'm hypnotizing somebody out of the depression, out of their anxiety, out of their cancer. And I'm sending them back to the boring job, unhappy relationship, unfulfilled life, waiting for a secondary problem to come somewhere else. What have I done?
Yeah.
So the change, because it's not only about what happened in the past, it's also how do I see my future?
Mm.
Where I'm coming from, where I'm now, and where I'm going to. This is the journey. Well, I deal with each day as it comes.
Mm.
And then your life is like an accident waiting to happen, which means you drive a car without holding the steering wheel.
Yeah. So what?
So I'm teaching you to take control of your life. I'm not controlling your mind. I'm
And
teaching you to
thoughts.
take control of your life.
Yeah. So finally, Jure, what is your message? How to raise this hocus pocus words and about hypnotherapy, about this transpersonal psychology words. Could you please show some light that this is not a joke, this is not a hocus pocus, that this is a real job what we are doing with ourselves
Okay.
and with others. So for me it's a life changer, you a life change.
You see, people come to me and they want answers.
Yeah.
I don't have answers. I teach people to ask questions.
Mm.
What do you need? I suffer from depression. I've got a brilliant technique to hypnotize you out of depression or to make you think positively. What do you need?
Mm.
What kind of future you will think? And I want you to imagine how your life will look like without depression. I can't.
I can.
Okay. So let's imagine. Because a lot of people say, I want my life back.
Mm.
It's like with the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
We want to go back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
What was normal before has created what is happening now.
Yeah.
We don't go back, we go forward. What would you like to change?
Yeah. It's a very good stopping point. What we want to change in our lives. Because if we are afraid, we are going back always,
Yeah.
like animals.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're looking for safety and stability. But you see, if we look at nature, nothing is safe and stable. The sun is moving in the sky. Then there is light, and then there is darkness. There is day, and there is night.
Mm.
The trees the river is flowing, and I cannot cross the same river twice,
Mm.
because when I cross the river, the river is always flowing. Everything is constantly changing, and we're looking for stability
Mm.
and safety.
Mm.
We want to freeze everything, conserve everything, stop making it moving.
To feel safe.
This is how relationship breaks up.
Yeah. It's
We're
not-
looking for the safety and stability, and it does not work.
Mm.
We need to reinvent ourselves all the time.
What is the truth of your life?
Truth of my life. Okay. When I start to recover emotionally from an injury,
Mm-hmm.
I understood something very important. My life was given to me as a gift. I'm not the owner of the gift, I'm keeper of the gift. My mission is to give this gift to others. So up to now, I've been running seminars in 69 countries in the world. I've got permanent schools in 3 countries in the world, and I keep expanding, and I keep passing on the message, because if I receive the gift, I want to give the gift to others so they can spread it. Because in a way it affects
Yeah.
everybody around. When a person comes to so-called therapy to fix something, whatever they gain, it immediately affects their partner, their children, their family, their society, and eventually the bigger society and the whole nation. It's about awareness.
Yeah. Do you have your some short experience exercise with themselves or through this video.
Okay. Okay, let's start. And I want you to imagine, and you don't even have to close your eyes, a little child standing in front of you. And this little child is the little you. I want you to look at the face and the eyes of this child. See what you see, feel what you feel. Because you are the only person in the whole world that knows what this child is feeling right now, what this child really needs. Nobody knows it better than you. And you look at the eyes of this little child that you once were. What would you like to say to this child? Because you are the only person in the world that knows what this child needs to hear. What would you like to do to this child? Because you are the only person in the world that knows. Maybe you want to give a hug to this child. Maybe you take this child in your arms and give this child a kind of hug that you know this child always wanted to have but maybe never had. Because now you can become a mother and a father to this little child. A kind of mother and father this little child always wanted to have but maybe never had. Because now you know that it's never too late to have a happy childhood. So every time that you have feelings or thoughts that you find uncomfortable, just look inside you, look at these eyes of the little child, because maybe this is where it all started. And tell this child what this child needs to hear. At that moment you do what's called corrective parenting. We cannot change the past, but we can change our present attitude to the past. Because deep inside us, in our inner shell, there is a little child who is craving for love and attention. So now I want you to think for a moment. When was the last time your father or mother looked you in the eyes and said to you, I love you and I'm proud of you? You cannot imagine how many few people have experienced that. How many lots of people said, I never heard it. How can you live up as a well-balanced adult when never in your life you heard, I love you and I'm proud of you? How old is the little you inside that needs to hear it? So just think about your self-doubts, self-criticism, how you put yourself down, how you don't believe in yourself, where it's coming from, who has done it to you. You are the only one who can help this inner child. So just take a deep breath, close your eyes, look inside, imagine you can see the little child that you once were, and say and do to this child what you know this child needs, because nobody knows it better than you. Thank you.
It was a nice journey. Thank you. Thank you, Jure. Kuidas oli?